Jared will demonstrate for us another member of the family of the stomping kicks. This is the side kick. And slow, we see that Jared is lifting his knee forward, then pivoting at the hip joint, sending the heel directly from the hip to the target. To initiate a strong hip movement is also pivoting at his base foot. The weight and the hip are directed towards the attack, towards the target. Mani will demonstrate for us now the learning stages for the side kick. We will start with a defensive kick backwards. Then we will turn a little bit to our right and kick to the same target as before, which is diagonally behind us to our right. Then we will turn a little bit more and kick sideways. Let's break the movement, and we see that Mani is lifting the knee and then pivoting at the hip, sending the heel to the side, and from here, in flow motion, we kick the side kick. The side kick can be delivered to different heights, such as the knee of the opponent. We are also bending our base knee, or at the midsection, the lower ribs of the opponent, or even up to his head, if you are flexible and able.
The defender must also know how to function if he or she should fall to the ground. Wade gives an example of someone who is down, but he puts himself in a readied position to deal with an aggressor who approaches him. At this point, Jared is approaching with the pad. Front kick is delivered sharply from the back position. You can see how Wade is shifting his weight onto the forward leg, that's the base leg, as he sends his hips forward and into the kick. The rhythm now can be broken, and you see the position is changed. Wade is more on the side and delivering something between a side kick and even a defensive front kick. Notice the defensive positions of his hands and how he rocks forward to put his weight in the kick. In this position, we watch as Wade is moving his body in order to deal with an aggressor who's attempting to change the angle of attack. As Jarrett moves to find a better way of attacking Wade, Wade is able to move in such a way that he's keeping the more vulnerable parts of his body, like his head and neck, at a further distance from the attacker. Less vulnerable target areas, such as the legs and feet, are presented towards the attacker so that less injury can be caused by any possible attack. In addition, when striking, if the strike is to a small target area, generally the foot is placed horizontal to the ground, parallel with the ground. This provides for a larger striking area on a smaller target. If the strike is delivered to a larger target area, the toes can be upward, similar to that of a front kick. That is due to the larger target area. In addition, once it is safe to do so, Wade can regain his stance by raising himself in an appropriate way to deal with the threat. As previously mentioned, we want to be able to strike at appropriate distances. That distance may be far, or distance may be at an intermediate range. And of course, we must operate in close. When we were talking about punches, we were making long punches, and when we got in close, we reverted to the elbow strikes or even a headbutt. Now, in addressing what we're doing with our legs, at a further range we're kicking, and as we get in close, we make the variation and change to using our knees. Our knees can generate a great deal of power in a short distance, and it allows us a variety of tools in the fight. In this view, we'll watch Marnie as she delivers a variety of powerful knee strikes to the target. Notice that when she's striking, she's using the actual front part of her knee. The knee is pointed, and the foot shoots off the ground and springs forward to deliver a powerful knee. She's pulling the opponent forward while the knee comes up to meet the target. It's a spring-like action, and she gains power from the ground as she springs up and forward to the target. The knee is pointed. The striking area is the knee itself, not the thigh. This smaller striking area offers more penetration than the larger area, such as the thigh. Also, it is a much harder striking surface than any other possible option in that area. Marnie will now demonstrate a series of knee strikes slowly. First, the catch. You see, as Marnie is delivering the right knee, she is pulling the target towards her. The combined force of the pulling of the target and the outward delivery of the knee gives greater power. Also, you'll see how she's pushing off with the ball of her foot as she gives the knee. It explodes forward, and she strikes with the actual front part of the knee. It is possible to grab someone around the neck, and in this case, she puts her elbows together as much as possible so that the opponent will not have the ability to slide their head out and escape her grasp. A side view also shows another possibility. Here she can grab the shoulders of the person she's giving the knee to. You see also her hips involved in the delivery of the knee. You see how she's pulling the person forward. And you see how her hands are up in a position that covers her face, and her head can be buried to avoid any possible strikes to that part of her body.